Hi guys, and welcome to day 3 of 30 Days of Empress Energy. Today's lesson is going to be a little bit more savage and slightly politically incorrect, but I trust that you'll understand the message that I'm trying to explain here. And today's lesson is called Who Cares Who's Watching? Because who cares who's watching? Like that saying, dance like nobody's watching, who cares who's watching? And I want to talk about this because, sorry, I'm still a little bit sick. I want to talk about this because, this year has been a very challenging year for me. And I'm basically doing the inner work on myself to get myself back to where I was before, when I was happy, when I was feeling good, when I was, vivacious and full of life and joyful. I'm trying to get back to that place. And when I think about how I was acting during that time, the things that I was doing, one of the things that came up is that I really genuinely did not care what other people thought. I was so strong in my mind, so secure in myself that I didn't care about other people's opinions. And it's one thing to say this in theory, but it's another thing to apply it in real life. So I remember sometimes when I would go out and it'd be nightlife and stuff, I wouldn't be scared to dance. I'm there to enjoy the music, to have fun with my friends. I'm not there to sit around, look cute, and wait for some random guy to approach me. I personally don't really, that's not why I go out, ever, you know what I mean? And I don't meet guys in nightclubs. That's not normally where the kinds of guys that I tend to hang out. Not no shame to anybody who does, but that's just one example of not caring. And it's I promise that 9 times out of 10 I'm the one that had a better time that night because I let myself be free. I didn't care to adjust my behavior based on who's around. And I've even had people scoff at me and laugh in my face in front of very well-respected, wealthy people when I just say something that's, it's funny, it's authentic. And they would scoff at me. And then the person that was also in the group, the wealthy person, I guess you could say, laughed. And it's just who cares about anybody's reaction in the first place? But it just goes to say a lot that some people don't feel comfortable to be that free, to be that authentic, to really be themselves no matter what environment they're in, because they care so much about what other people think of them and they want them to see them in a certain way. That's why sometimes people even change their behavior to attract a mate, and it's on some level I understand, but you also still have to be yourself. You also, still get to live your life and enjoy it while also attracting somebody if that's what you choose to do. I don't think you have to compromise on being yourself, and you especially don't have to compromise on your joy and feeling authentic for the sake of somebody else either, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. I've had people make comments toward me when I'm just doing something that I think is fun, and I've been insulted, I've had people laugh in my face, and it's but I'm living my life. I'm having fun. I don't care that much, and that's a great feeling. So that's the feeling that I was thinking about the other day when I'm trying to get myself into a more positive mentality, is just that feeling of who cares who's watching. I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna live my best life, don't care who's watching. And another way I can explain this, I know it's kind of funny, but it's just basically that feeling of not giving AF. Really just not giving AF, because you're living your best life, you're juiced up, you're content, your life is thriving, and you don't care what anybody has to say. It's like that TikTok video from Nikki. When you get money, you don't have a care. It's literally like that. When you're actually happy, you don't care what other people have to say or what they're thinking or what petty comments they have to say toward you, because at the end of the day, you are joyful, you're feeling your best, you're living in the moment, you're not thinking too much, you're free in your mind, you're free, you've did that work on yourself and you're enjoying the moment. And anybody who has anything negative to say or, gossip or remarks or insults or whatever the case might be for you, if they're doing that, that's where they're using their energy. So it goes without saying that they're not in that place, and that's unfortunate. But you get to live your life no matter what, and who cares who's watching? And another way I'll explain this is like in the gym. I have such an embarrassing story to tell, but for the sake of, illustrating how important this concept is, I'm going to just embarrass myself here. But, I've grown since then. I used to work for this very luxury gym, and eventually I was, fortunate enough. It was my goal, and it took me a long time, but I found a better job, a full-time job, and then I decided to later join that gym. But I was so, and I don't know why, this is just how it was at the time. I was almost like embarrassed to go to this gym because I used to work there and I knew a lot of the people there, and I was like, I'm not sure what the complex was there, but I was almost embarrassed to go and work out and enjoy this facility where I used to work and like live my life, even though it was literally like my dream and my goal to join and be a member one day. I wouldn't even let myself go for a long time because I didn't want to be observed by the people that I used to work with as like my colleagues. Like I felt that it would be embarrassing. I was worried about what they would think, and I just didn't let myself go for a long time, which is unfortunate because I paid so much damn money for that membership. And then, eventually I started to go, but that goes to show how much we, tame ourselves and pour water over our fire and passion for life because we care so much what other people have to say, or if we will make other people feel uncomfortable, or arouse opinions, envy, gossip. Like we literally stop ourselves from living our lives because of that, and it's not a progressive way of living. So likewise with the gym example, when you're first trying to get in shape, especially if you're not absolutely 100% in your, dream body, quote unquote, like you'll maybe feel embarrassed to like work out or, do the workouts on your phone, for example, in the mat area. Like, I don't know. People get embarrassed about working out or using machines when you've never used them. But you know what? I used to be like that too, especially when it came to like mat workouts, because normally I would stay in my little safe zone, like the treadmills, and do my little cardio and then leave. But part of my workout routine, if I had it my way, was also doing like a mat routine, and that includes like watching a YouTube video or just, being around a lot more people. Typically like the cardio machines is all like women, and then if you go throughout the gym, it's like, different, every like man and stuff. So when you go to the mat area, like first I would be self-conscious and I wouldn't go at all. Then I would go, maybe do one and then leave. And then over time, I realized nobody cares. Like everybody's in the gym for the same reason, to work out, to get in shape, to feel their best. And when I started just doing whatever I wanted, going to the mat area, doing whatever workout I wanted, even if it was embarrassing at one time, like, butt workouts can be embarrassing, not to be like funny, but that can be embarrassing sometimes. You just feel so self-conscious and you're overly inside the bubble of other people. You're trying to get into their mind. What are they thinking? Do I look silly? And that kind of energy literally radiates to other people and signals that you're very insecure and unsure of yourself. And unfortunately, there are people in the world who will pick up on that energy and use it against you. So it's up to you and your best interest to make sure that you, inside, in your mind, in your energy, you're feeling confident. You don't GAF what anybody has to say. You're there for the same reason, no matter what. And who cares who's watching? And that's literally like my motto now when I go to the gym. I don't care if I look silly, especially if I'm trying something new, maybe feel a little bit self-conscious, and then you just kind of put those thoughts away, and it's like, just take a deep breath. Fuck it. Just really have that internal conversation with yourself. Fuck it. Fuck these people. Fuck it. Like, fuck everything. I get to live my life. I don't care who's watching. I get to be happy. I get to do the things that I want. I don't pay all this money to go to this damn gym to limit myself once I get there, or only do certain things because that's what I'm afraid of being judged, or I'm, nervous. Who cares? It's, not that serious. And you have to first decide that in yourself, that you are not going to let other people's opinions and feedback and comments, or just them looking at you even sometimes, can be triggering, that you're not going to let that bother you. Like, you have to be so strong on the inside. I know that it's hard. It's literally a skill to not care about what people have to say or what they're doing, but it's something that's worth the time to develop, and the more that you do it, the stronger it becomes inside you, and also that confidence and that energy radiates and makes you, step into that, what I call Empress energy. Because who cares who's watching? It's your life, and you get to live your life the way that you want to. So one of the things I want you guys to journal about today is maybe identifying one part of your life that you feel self-conscious about, or where you're letting your self-consciousness get in the way because you're caring too much about what other people have to say, what they think. Identify that area of your life, and next time you're in that situation, practice the who cares, who's watching. Even if it feels like you're burning on the inside, you're so embarrassed. Even if it feels like your stomach hurts, or your eyes are like darting everywhere. Even if you feel all of those things, still practice that who cares, who's watching, because the more that you do this, you start to let it register in your own mind, in your own heart, in your own spirit, that you get to live your life and you get to be happy no matter who's watching. You get to do the things that you want to do, and especially other people should not be getting in the way of you doing those things. Okay, I understand this can be an obstacle, but it really only affects you as much as you let it. So have that dance like nobody's watching mentality, and sometimes just let yourself be free. Don't be letting self-consciousness, really take away from the quality of your life, because for me it did for so many years, okay? Like, I understand, but it's time to start overcoming that block. That can be a huge self-esteem block. So it's time to practice the opposite of self-consciousness, self-unconsciousness, okay? Who cares? Who's watching? Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this message for today, and that you really understand what I'm trying to say here. I will see you tomorrow for day 4.